I think not having gender equality is bad for not just tech, but all sectors. You're missing out on half of the prospective talent pool. You're missing out on loads of different perspectives, and having different perspectives in your business makes it more robust. You're less likely to make stupid mistakes just because you haven't considered something from another angle. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of the time people talk about the difficulties in hiring for the tech industry. If we could double that talent pool, it would make it twice as easy. I think there's some little things that we can do. Things like blind applications when we're recruiting would make a huge difference, just to really help eliminate that unconscious bias. There's loads of studies that have been done to show that if you take the names off, different people will end up at interview stage, which I think is a really great move forward. There are certain sort of toxic practices that are just quite standard generally, like basing salaries on your previous salary, which just perpetuates gender pay gaps and other pay gaps. So there's lots of little things I think that we can do like that. Basic stuff like just getting other people to read through your job description, see what it looks like, see if that sounds like something people would want to apply for. Broaden the field where you're advertising jobs. Actually advertise jobs. A lot of the time, you get referred, someone gets referred by somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. You're always going to get the same people if you're basing your applications on the same networks. If we decrease our talent pools by missing out 50% of the population, we're actually slowing down our capacity for innovation in the future. We're not going to keep making progress at the best rates that we can do. So we're really just slowing down the future of what we can bring, which is really exciting if we can tap into that. We've been hiring for engineers, and that's always difficult. It's very much an applicant's market. They've got the choice of companies that they want to go to. Broadening that field would be fantastic. And it just feels quite difficult sometimes to advertise in places where that a lot of different people are going to see those adverts. It feels like you have to be quite niche sometimes in the way that you're advertising, which is fine because we want to try and promote that. But it also means that it's that much more difficult to go through that process, and a lot of companies wouldn't bother. I think choosing to want to care about that is a first really important step. I think a lot of it comes around to being self-aware, just acknowledging that your perspective isn't the only perspective and that other people see things differently. We've got quite used now to looking at things from the perspective of our customers and thinking, well, what will our customers think of this change? How will this benefit them? What will work for them? What might be different that we could do? We don't really do that for our employees or potential employees, and I think that that's just a really basic step we can do. So I think that awareness is a really good first step, and just carrying that through, not just leaving it at that, not resting on your laurels, just reminding yourself to check what you're looking at every now and then and think, what would somebody else think of this? I think the tech sector in particular is really keen on looking at its internal culture, which I think is really great. But again, I think there's a self-awareness that you need to have when you're developing that culture to make sure that it's something that's accessible to everybody. Having an awareness of your culture is great, but make sure that it's something that doesn't deliberately or accidentally block out people who might not be into that. It's very easy to hire in your own image, and just being conscious that there are other images and other things that you can look out for as well.